I've been looking at solar since I was a little kid, as far as knowledge of, fossil fuels ain't the future. All it's doing is kind of hurting us as a species, as a planet. The whole deal of fossil fuels is a bad one. So solar and or wind or some other renewable is inevitable. It just so happens that solar, the technology caught up to the consumer, and not that it makes sense financially, but in my mind, the technology was good enough to where if I went with solar, it would last at least 30 years and I'd get a good return on my investment that way. Plus the fact that how could you not go solar in this day and age? If you're not really part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. So I think all of us have to look towards solar panels on all new structures and hopefully existing as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm a scientist to begin with. I'm a firefighter, sure, but science is my main thing. And it was obvious to me from the beginning, and my colleagues that I was in school with, that I worked with, that changes needed to come long ago. And here we are, however many years later, and people still aren't getting it. So they're waiting for it to be financially feasible, but in my mind, primary is getting away from the fossil fuels. Not only for the global warming and the obvious stuff, but just because of the pollution. If you just take the pollution alone, I don't want my kids growing up breathing that air.
Yeah.
Let alone the global warming and all the climate disasters that's going to follow because of our mistakes. So, number one is definitely the environment. And number two, even if you don't care about that, it's just a financial investment that has a big return on your investment. A greater return. You're going to save money in the long run. Okay, well, I'll have to be honest here. I just remodeled this house. Did a huge remodel, and part of the remodel was to go solar. But it was definitely in the remodel from the beginning, but it took us till the end of the remodel to actually do it. And that's because, one, we ran out of money doing it. It's a $250,000 remodel. Who has that laying around? So when I finally made enough money working overtime and stuff like that to just do a $14,000 job here that you guys just did, that's when I went to it again. Okay, so your answer, the process was good. What it was for me is from the beginning, I knew I was going that way. And I did a little bit of research, and I know it was worthwhile financially. And I knew I was going to do it for the environment, regardless, including, buying electric vehicles and the whole other thing. So I'm going there no matter what. What sparked it is at my kids' surf contest, I ran into a friend of mine that I surf with named Elliot. Now, Elliot works for Altera in town. And I said, hey, Elliot, brother, I need to go solar. I'm finishing this remodel, and it's part of my remodel, and I need to go solar. And he says, great, Brian, I'll come over and we'll run some numbers. He ran the numbers for me for Altera, right? And I said, that sounds good. But then I went online and I researched some other companies and some of the big ones that I don't really like, some of the smaller ones that might have been good, and which solar panels they use and all this. So I called Elliot back and I said, hey, Elliot, thanks for your bid, but Altera, one, it was a little expensive compared to what I was getting offered, and two, I'm not so sure if LG panels are the best. So he told me about your panels, which are Solaria, and said, these are great panels, and here's the date on them. I read them. I said, great, can you guys put those in? And he said, I'll look into it. He comes back to me and says, look, Altera won't do it. So I'm going to go ahead and find you some guys that'll put these panels in. About 3 days later, I get a text from Elliot, and he says, hey, these guys at Golden Bear will put these panels in for you. and they'll probably give you the price that you're getting from these other bigger companies that are giving you such a good deal. They'll probably do it for the same amount. So I called over to you guys, or no, he put me in touch with Mike, and we emailed back and forth, and Mike worked with me, gave me what I wanted, and then some. And I said, Mike, you're the man, go to town. So next thing you know, he's sending me stuff to sign and credit card over the email system, and he laid it out so nice that I just felt I could trust him no matter what. You know, to sign my credit card on these documents and put my name to it and just electronically file it. And I just kept going with Mike because I trusted him. Yeah, I mean, I felt nothing for trust for you guys from the very beginning, nothing but trust for Golden Bear, mainly because of Mike. And then when the day came when Jose and his guys came to install, it was great, man. They were so nice. They were helpful. They answered some other electrical questions I had, even though they were working hard. And they helped me in other ways. And so, you know, I helped them, bring them some waters and stuff like that. And we became friends. Even though it's like you win the championship and it hasn't sunk in yet, because I'm not really online. I'm not getting bills. I'm not feeling like I'm generating power to the public yet, but I feel really good about myself and my family because I feel like we're stepping in the right direction. We're doing the right thing. That now that it's up there, you know, I applaud my family for taking this step to put our species, the humanity, into the future, and hopefully we can be an example. I know there's some solar panels already going on in the neighborhood, and maybe, you know, more of the neighbors will see what's going on here. I could talk to them, explain who you guys are, and drum up some business and change the world, all of us, my family and yours. Most people are not going to get solar for the same reasons I'm getting it. My primary reason, of course, being the environment. What's really going to get people to change their minds about going to solar over their status quo is if they're going to save money. It's going to hit their wallet. So obviously, if you run the numbers, and the numbers are pretty straightforward, when you go solar, you're going to save money over the long haul, lots of it. The only thing that could prevent that is if your solar panels don't last or break or the system doesn't work. But there's a fail-safe in that too, because you guys have a 25-year warranty. So it's a no-brainer. Over that 25 years, I know I'll be saving lots of money. I didn't run all the numbers, but I saw them. I looked at the graphs, and it's very significant. So yeah, you save money when you go solar. There's an upfront cost, and then over the long haul, you save big time, especially since PG&E isn't doing so good, and we're going to see rates going up and up and up. It's not going down anytime soon. So that train's leaving. You got to get on it. I'll have to say at first, Mike being upfront and straight across with me about what he was going to do, what it would cost, and how it was going to take place. How quick Mike was to respond to my questions, my emails, how good the guys were, Jose, when he came with his crew and just went up there and went to work, got stuff done, and then how nice you, Rod, and Rob have been in my dealings with them, either through the phone or in emails. You guys are a good team. You guys work good together. Hopefully you can look at each other and feel good about yourselves, because you, more than me, the consumer, are helping the world. You guys are stepping in the right direction. And I thank you guys.